I know exactly why you clicked on this video. You are tired. You are exhausted from that suffocating, paralyzing feeling that grips your throat the second you have to speak English in front of other people. You know the exact moment I am talking about. Your heart races. Your palms start to sweat. You have the words perfectly arranged inside your head. You know the grammar, you know the vocabulary, you have practiced the scenario 1,000 times in the safety of your bedroom. But the moment you actually open your mouth, you freeze. The words get trapped. You stumble, you stutter, and you are forced to watch the other person's eyes glaze over with a toxic mix of pity and impatience. You walk away from that conversation, burning with humiliation, asking yourself, why am I so weak? Why can't I just speak like everyone else? Let me stop you right there. Look at me. I want you to listen to me very carefully because I am about to hit you with a brutal truth that traditional education systems have been hiding from you for years. Your inability to speak fluent English is not a lack of intelligence. It is not a lack of innate talent. And it is certainly not a reflection of your human worth. Your failure is simply a lack of the correct training. You have been lied to. You have been conditioned to believe that if you memorize enough grammar rules, if you fill out enough workbooks, and if you study enough long vocabulary lists, you will magically become a fluent, confident speaker. That is a trap. That is the exact excuse keeping you chained to your silence. You are trying to study a physical, real-world skill as if it were a written academic exam. You are sitting at a desk reading books about how to swim and then acting surprised when you start drowning the second you are thrown into the deep, turbulent water of a real conversation. The brutal truth is this: studying has become your excuse. Studying is the comfort zone of the coward. It feels incredibly safe to hide behind a notebook. It feels productive to highlight textbooks with a yellow marker and pretend you are making progress. But let me tell you something. The world does not care about your highlighters. The real world does not ask you to fill in the blanks on a piece of paper. The real world demands a voice. Stop coddling your insecurities. The reason you freeze is not because your English is broken. It is because your mindset is fragile. You care entirely too much about what they think. You are terrified of looking foolish. But greatness requires you to look like a fool before you can ever become a master. Today, we are tearing up the grammar books. We are done hiding. We are going to build a radical, unbreakable discipline where you do not study. You just listen and you speak. I need you to completely shift your perspective. I need you to stop thinking of English as an academic subject you learn and start treating it as a physical sport you play. Here is the powerful metaphor that will change your life today. Your mouth is a muscle. Your tongue, your lips, your vocal cords. These are physical mechanisms that require mechanical training. For years, you have been intensely training your eyes to read English and your brain to translate it. But you have left your mouth completely, entirely untrained. You are asking muscles that have spoken your native language for decades to suddenly perform complex gymnastics in a foreign tongue without a single day of physical conditioning. It is completely absurd. When you stumble over a sentence, it is not a failure of your intellect. It is simply a lack of muscle memory. A bodybuilder does not grow stronger by reading scientific articles about the gym. They grow muscle by picking up the heavy iron, feeling the burn, and repeating the brutal motion until it becomes effortless. Fluency works the exact same way. You must physically train your mouth to form the shapes of English words through raw, unapologetic repetition. But physical training is only half the battle. The other half, the hardest half, is conquering your crippling fear of judgment. This is where I need you to develop what I call unbothered detachment. Listen to me. You must build an absolute fortress in your mind. You must reach a point of stoic resilience where you completely, radically stop caring if people laugh at your broken English. Let them laugh. Let them judge. Unbothered detachment means you deliberately detach your ego from your current skill level. You must learn to look at your linguistic mistakes coldly, analytically, and without a single drop of shame. When someone smirks or interrupts you because you mispronounced a word, unbothered detachment allows you to look them dead in the eye, smile gently, and keep speaking. Their opinion does not dictate your trajectory. Right now, you are treating your pride like it is some precious diamond you have to protect. Break it. Shatter your ego today. The people who are silently judging your grammar are not going to pay your rent. They are not going to build your career, and they are certainly not going to hand you your dreams. Why are you handing them power over your voice? To achieve absolute greatness, you must be entirely willing to look foolish. Redefine your failure right now. Every time you stutter, every time you use the wrong tense, it is not a humiliation. It is a physical rep in the gym of fluency. You are literally building the muscle of your future. Put on your stoic armor, detach from the noise, and start lifting the weight. Let me tell you a story about a brilliant mind trapped in a silent cage. A few years ago, I met a young professional. Let's call him Ali. Ali possessed a mind that could solve complex problems in seconds. He was the hardest worker in his office, consistently arriving before the sun came up and leaving long after the lights went out. But Ali had one fatal weakness that kept him chained to the bottom. He was absolutely terrified of speaking English. One afternoon, during a massive corporate meeting that could have changed the entire trajectory of his career, a critical problem arose. Ali had the exact solution. He knew exactly how to fix the issue. He took a deep breath, raised his hand, and began to speak. But the fear instantly took over. His accent felt thick. His grammar slipped under the intense pressure, and he began to stutter uncontrollably. Before he could even finish his thought, a louder, far less competent colleague interrupted him, completely talking over his broken sentences with smooth, polished English. The room moved on as if Ali did not even exist. He was left sitting there, completely invisible. The project, the promotion, and the respect of his peers vanished in an instant, handed over to someone who simply had a louder, clearer voice. That night, Ali went home completely shattered. He sat in the dark, crushed by the heavy, suffocating weight of his own humiliation. But right there, in the absolute depths of that deep pain, Ali made a radical, life-altering choice. He did not cry over grammar books. He did not complain about the unfairness of the corporate world. Instead, he fully embraced the quiet, brutal discipline of the Stoic. He realized that no one was ever coming to save him. The very next morning, Ali started a new, unbreakable physical routine. Every single day at 5 a.m., in the total isolation of his bedroom, he stopped studying and started listening. He would put on a pair of headphones, play real, natural English conversations, and simply shadow the voices. He stood directly in front of his mirror, physically forcing his untrained mouth to form the strange shapes of the words. He sounded completely ridiculous. He stumbled over his own tongue every morning. But he had fully adopted unbothered detachment. He completely detached his fragile ego from his current failure. He treated every single stutter, every broken word, as a necessary physical repetition in the gym of fluency. For months, Ali endured this lonely, grueling training. He built his mechanical muscle memory in the dark. And when he finally stepped back into that boardroom a year later, he was not the same frightened boy. When he spoke, he did not rush. He spoke with a slow, powerful, unbothered rhythm. He commanded the absolute silence of the room, and this time, no one dared to interrupt him. He took back his respect, his career, and his life, not by studying, but by relentless Stoic training. You want Ali's results? Then you must be willing to endure Ali's training. I am not here to give you another passive English lesson to watch while you scroll through your phone. I am handing you the exact non-negotiable methodology. The no study, just listen approach. We are going to build your fluency through the brutal, highly effective discipline of shadowing. What is shadowing? It is the act of listening to a clear, confident English speaker and echoing their exact words, their exact tone, and their exact rhythm instantly out loud. You do not analyze the grammatical structure. You do not pause to translate the words. You physically force your mouth to move in sync with the audio. It is pure mechanical training for your muscles. To achieve this, you are going to integrate strict micro-habits into your life. You are going to practice exact B1, B2 level sentences at 3 specific times during your day. Not next week. Today, the morning, setting the intention. The very second you wake up, before the world gets into your head and feeds your insecurities, you must put on your Stoic armor. Stand in front of your mirror, look yourself directly in the eyes, and shadow these exact sentences out loud. Do not whisper. Speak with absolute authority. I am choosing to speak without fear today. My voice is powerful, and I will not let perfection stop my progress. I am building my fluency, one sentence at a time, and I am entirely unbothered by judgment. The afternoon. Active observation in the middle of your chaotic day, when you are walking to work, cooking, or sitting on a bus. You must actively force your brain into an English state. You must narrate your reality without using your native language. Say these exact sentences to yourself, training your mind to connect English directly to your environment. I am observing my surroundings and thinking entirely in English right now. I am paying attention to the rhythm and flow of the words around me. Even when the conversation moves fast, I stay calm and I keep moving forward. The night, Stoic reflection. Before you close your eyes, you must evaluate your day like a disciplined warrior reviewing a battle. Did you hide in silence? Did you speak up? Strip away the shame and review your physical reps. Say these words aloud to program your subconscious for confidence. I am extremely proud of the effort I put in today. I did not hide from conversations or shrink away from challenges. My mistakes are simply the physical repetitions building my future fluency. These micro habits take less than 10 minutes a day, but they require radical personal accountability. You must stop waiting for a magical feeling of confidence to suddenly arrive. Confidence is not a gift. It is the direct byproduct of relentless daily action. You want a powerful voice? Start building it. No excuses. Just listen and speak. Now that you have your daily physical routine, we must address the poison hiding deep inside your mind. There is a silent, highly toxic habit that is actively destroying your fluency every single time you try to speak. It is the absolute worst enemy of natural communication, and I am demanding that you assassinate it today. I am talking about the mental middleman, translating in your head before you speak. I know exactly what you are doing. When someone asks you a question in English, you receive the words, drag them back into your native language. Formulate your brilliant response in your mother tongue. Translate it word by word back into English. Intensely check it for grammatical perfection. And then you finally open your mouth. By the time you go through this exhausting, chaotic mental gymnastics, the conversation has already moved on. The other person is staring at you, waiting, while you are running an entire internal translation agency just to say a single, simple sentence. This is exactly why you stutter. This is exactly why your brain freezes. You are putting a massive, unbearable tax on your cognitive processing, and your system simply crashes under the weight. This translation habit is a safety net for the terrified. It is the ultimate manifestation of your deep fear of making a mistake. But today, we cut the net. You must assassinate the middleman immediately. To speak fluently, you must completely bypass your native language. You have to stop linking English words to your mother tongue and start linking English words directly to raw thoughts, to vivid images, to physical sensations, and to deep emotions. When you look at a steaming cup of tea, I do not want you to think of the word in your native language first. I want you to feel the heat radiating against your hands. I want you to smell the aroma, and I want you to instantly attach the English word tea directly to that physical sensation. When you feel a heavy wave of sadness, do not translate your grief. Attach the English word sad directly to the heaviness in your chest. Language is not a mathematical equation to be calculated. It is an emotion to be felt. By forcing yourself to translate every single thought, you are stripping the natural emotion out of your words and replacing it with pure mechanical anxiety. Assassinating this habit requires radical discomfort. It means that the next time you speak, you will have to trust your brain to find the English word without the warm safety of your native language. You will feel exposed. You will feel vulnerable. You will probably make a grammatical mistake. And that is exactly where the Stoic growth happens. Embrace the awkward silence. Live in the discomfort. Kill the translation process. Let the mental middleman die, and force your brain to survive entirely in English. We need to have a very serious reality check. I have given you the exact physical methodology. I have shown you how to assassinate the toxic mental habits keeping you silent. But absolutely none of that matters if you do not truly understand the devastating real-world cost of your inaction. I want you to look at your life right now. Look at the opportunities, They see slipping through your fingers every single day simply because you refuse to open your mouth. Let us talk about the exact cost of your silence. Every time you step back in a meeting, every time you let someone else take the credit for your brilliant idea, every time you refuse to apply for that high-paying international job, because it requires fluent English, you are literally stealing from your own future. You are bleeding money, respect, and potential. How many times have you watched someone with half of your intelligence, half of your relentless work ethic, and a fraction of your talent get the promotion, see secure the client, or walk away with the absolute respect of the room? Why did they win? It was not because they were smarter than you. It was simply because they had the courage to project their voice, while you chose the comfortable, cowardly safety of the shadows. Your silence is costing you your livelihood. It is costing you your global connection. Most tragically, it is costing you your dignity. Are you truly willing to spend the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life sitting quietly in the background? Are you going to just nod along, wearing a fake smile, while other people build the exact life you know you deserve? Are you willing to be the invisible worker, the forgotten genius, the underdog who never fought back? I refuse to let you accept that fate. I am demanding greatness from you right now. I want you to look at the massive global economy, the international networks, the incredible opportunities waiting for those who can communicate with power. Now look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself this one defining question: why not you to build a fortune? Why shouldn't you be the one leading the international conference? Why shouldn't you be the one closing the massive deals? Why shouldn't you be the one whose voice commands absolute respect the second you walk into the room? You have the intelligence. You have the drive. The only thing standing between you and your absolute highest potential is a physical muscle you have been too terrified to train. The cost of your fear is no longer acceptable. The era of playing small is entirely over. It is time to stop mourning the opportunities you have lost to your stutter and start fiercely claiming the ones that are waiting for you. You have to decide, right here and right now, if you are going to remain a permanent victim of your own insecurities, or if you are going to rise, train your voice, and finally take what is yours. This brings us to your defining moment, your stoic rebirth, the fragile version of you that paralyzed in fear, that stuttered out of deep shame, and that frantically translated every thought in a panic. That version of you dies today. You are stepping into a new era of radical personal accountability. I am issuing you a strict, non-negotiable, 30-day, no study, just listen challenge. For the next 30 days, you are entirely banned from opening a grammar textbook. You are banned from downloading another useless vocabulary app. And you are absolutely banned from criticizing your own voice. Here are your marching orders. Every single day for the next 30 days, you will dedicate exactly 15 minutes to pure mechanical shadowing. You will take the morning, afternoon, and night micro-habits we built today, and you will execute them with the ruthless, unwavering discipline of a soldier. You will listen to confident speakers, and you will force your mouth to mimic their exact rhythm, their exact tone, and their exact power. When your jaw physically aches, you keep speaking. When you sound completely ridiculous in your own ears, you apply unbothered detachment, you smile, and you keep speaking. You will wear your mistakes like heavy badges of honor because every single time you stumble, you are physically breaking the heavy chains of your own silence. This is not just about learning English anymore. This is about reclaiming your identity. This is about proving to yourself, once and for all, that you are capable of doing hard, incredibly uncomfortable things. The world is extremely noisy, and it will run right over you if you do not have the internal strength to project your voice. You must become completely unbothered by the quiet judgment of ordinary people. You are training for absolute greatness, and greatness does not apologize for its accent. Greatness demands to be heard. If you are ready to finally stop studying and start speaking, if you are truly ready to accept this challenge and take back the respect you have lost, then I need you to draw a line in the sand right now. Go down to the comments and type 2 words. I accept. Make it public. Make it a binding, unbreakable contract with your future self. And if you want the daily ammunition to keep fighting this mental battle, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell right now. I will be here on this channel, pushing you, demanding your absolute best, and giving you the exact tools to build your fortune. Your era of silence ends today. Take a deep breath, step into the arena, and let the world finally hear your voice. I will see you in the next video.